So, welcome to my presentation on an example of intercultural conflict. We will be focusing on the scene where Hector Salamanca and his henchmen were looking for Gustavo Fring at Los Pollos Hermanos in the TV show Better Call Saul. And for the aspects of analysis, first I will give a basic overview of the scene, and then we'll have some cultural bump discussions, communication styles, stereotypes, value dimensions, and also resolutions. And before I get into the discussion, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Aziz Alfajri. I'm from the 2023 D class of Global and Intercultural Communication. My student number is 165. First, I would like to introduce to you guys about Gustavo Fring. He is a complex character known for his dual life, one as a respected businessman who runs the Los Pollos Hermanos food chain, and also a criminal mastermind who runs a gigantic drug empire. Next, we have Hector Salamanca. He is a ruthless enforcer and one of the higher-ups of the Juarez cartel. He is deeply loyal to his family, the Salamanca family, and its traditions. He is known most for his violent methods in asserting authority through fear and intimidation. The scene started when Hector Salamanca arrived at Los Pollos Hermanos, accompanied by two of his henchmen, with the intention to assert control and demand cautious compliance in using his business logistics for his own cartel activities. Here's an example of cultural bump. When Hector light a cigarette inside the Los Pollos Hermanos, the employee were telling him to stop smoking, but Hector, being accustomed to the cartel culture, he completely disregarded the employee's commitment. Hector communicates non-verbally through his confident and aggressive body language. He even sits back in Gustavo's chair like he owns the place, making himself look like he's the one in charge. This is how he intimidates and threatened his opponent. He also demanded Gustavo's compliance. In a forceful way, he told Gustavo to use his trucks for his cartel business, making it clear that it was not a request by making his tone aggressive and commanding, showing no respect for Gustavo's authority or his business. Gustavo replied calmly and professionally, despite Hector's aggression. He refused to be intimidated by him. He politely rejected Hector's demand. He emphasized on commitment to running legitimate businesses, and hence the conflict between the two was unresolved. The show may show Hector as a typical cartel higher-ups, but for Gustavo, he looks like a calm businessman, but he secretly runs a drug empire, showing that appearance can be deceiving. This makes the character more interesting than just normal stereotypes. Hector, with his cartel cultural background, only knows that respect and power is built through fear and dominance. He values his family above all else, and he is quick to resort to using violence in order to maintain control and assert his position in the cartel. He's enjoying the rewards that he gets from his criminal life, like smoking cigars and stomping on other people, without much concerning with rules and consequences. His behavior showcases a cultural focus on satisfying immediate desires and personal gratification. Gustavo is a legitimate businessman. Compared to Hector, he is professional and has discipline. His success is from his own capability of maintaining a respectable image while secretly running a drug empire without people knowing. He lives by a strict code, avoiding excessive actions and keeping his action calculated and controlled. Gustavo suppresses his emotion, maintaining a calm demeanor in all situations and focuses on long-term goals rather than immediate gratification. unlike Hector. The show did a pretty good job in showing power distances between characters, like we see here in the case of Gustavo and Hector's relationship. Hector operates in the high power distance culture, while Gus operates on a lower power distance culture. Gustavo's small power distance is shown in how he treats his employees with respect even when he's the one in charge. He maintains a professional and polite attitude, listening to others and even offering them a sense of dignity and recognition regardless of their position. Unlike Gustavo, Hector's interactions are heavily based on hierarchy. He always expects people who he thinks is below him to follow his orders without challenge. He shows little to no regard for others' opinions or status, and he always uses intimidation and aggressions in order to assert dominance. To solve this conflict, I personally think that Gustavo needed to show more assertiveness in order to respect Hector's need for dominance, while Hector could start appreciating Gustavo's calmness and stop mistaking it for some sort of weakness. By understanding each other's cultural views, it would really help both characters to recognize that they are shaped by different values. This understanding could really help for a more effective communications and cooperations. And I think that's all for me.